Hi, this is Meyer from Downtown Suites. Currently there's a lot more suites on the market for rent than before, because basically the real estate sales have slowed somewhat. So we're seeing a larger amount of product on the market, and a lot of people are turning to management companies and to have their suite professionally managed from them, which is a very good idea, providing they're engaging the proper company to help them. And Downtown Suites obviously will probably be the best one they can deal with. But we are obviously tax deductible, and we do have the skills and the knowledge to know how to deal with all the pitfalls that do come up in a rental situation. There are a lot of legal concerns, there's also monetary concerns, and also getting the right dollar for your property. It's very important that you have professional guidance, and this is not something that you do. We are able to find the right tenant. We know what to look for. We have very good forms, and our legal background is very strong in making sure that we have binding contracts with all parties. So this little chat is all about what to look for in a management company, and I would suggest to you that there's 5 actual things that one should really be very concerned about. First of all, the most obvious ones, which are not always so obvious with some of our lesser lower consciousness, lesser fortunate people. But anyway, honesty, extremely important. Reliability, ethical, having the skills, and then of course having the experience. Just addressing all of those with respect to Downtown Suites, we're a scrupulously honest company that comes from the top. That's part of my philosophy and how I believe that I have to live my life. And consequently, I attract around me a very strong and very high level of employee and clients as well, for that matter. We're very concerned about our energy and about attracting the right energy to us. We're very reliable. We're on call 24/7, 365 days a year. If we say we're going to do it, we do it. If you phone us, we're going to return your call either straight away or immediately. It's very important that the parties be ethical. There's a lot of concerns here, and one of the reasons why we have, some would say, draconian tenant-landlord rules is because a lot of people have been taken advantage of in the past. At Downtown Suites, we believe in a fair and even playing field. Both parties have interests that have to be looked at and understood. The tenant has to have a safe and fair and clean place to live in. They have to expect privacy. They have to expect quiet enjoyment of the property once they're in it, and we have to realize that they do have rights. The landlord has the right to expect the tenant to pay his rent on time and to have the premise kept in a clean and safe manner by the tenant, not scratching the walls unnecessarily or causing any damage to the floors or the appliances. This all seems like common sense, but of course a lot of people from both sides of the equation have abused in the past, and this is why we have such strong residential tenancy rules now. At Downtown Suites, we always work within the rules of the Residential Tenancy Act, and we pride ourselves on being very ethical and very fair to both parties. Skills is the next thing of the points. Very important to have a skilled staff. I'm very, very thankful in Downtown Suites that we have such a knowledgeable group of people working with us here. They've been in the industry for many, many years. They're all licensed. The company is bonded, as are the individuals, and we're all insured. We have to take extra education every year, and I encourage the staff to constantly upgrade the courses to take them so as they can improve their skill levels as well. Every day is basically a learning experience here. On call, we also have some of the finest accountants and lawyers in the city who help us and work with us. We have excellent computer people as well, and a whole variety of other professionals that are sort of in our sphere, in our world, shall we say. So skilled and to be licensed, it's very important. Definitely make sure that people are licensed, and make sure that they're licensed for property management. There's a lot of realtors now with the market softening who sort of moving over thinking, oh, I can do a couple of suites on the side and make a little bit of a regular income. The reality is they may be licensed to sell real estate, but they're not licensed to rent property. There's two separate licenses. And also the brokerage, even if the brokerage is licensed to sell, to rent property, they may not always have a separate trust account to hold the funds in, separate from their real estate sales account. And without that separate trust account, it actually is not a legal entity. Just to give a little bit of background on this, there was one of my very good clients who actually was just visiting me recently from the UK, had an issue where in another part of the province somebody was, I believe a realtor was looking after some property for them, and then they didn't have a trust account, but the funds were put into a regular account, their own account. I'm sure they were very honest about it, and there wasn't any concerns from that side. But from what I understand, there was a tax problem, and Revenue Canada, in its wisdom, chose to seize the bank account. So consequently, the client's remittance went out the window. I don't know how it was resolved. I hadn't followed it up. It wasn't my business. But these are the kind of things that can happen, whether they're sort of deliberate attempts at fraud or just something like that that sort of could have been a misunderstanding. But nevertheless, the Act does specify that all funds are to be kept in registered trust accounts. We must never have a negative balance in any of our clients' accounts. We always have to maintain it. I had a situation this week with a tenant's check went NSF. We have to pay as owners out on the 15th. I have to pull the plug on the 12th so as the monies get to them through the automatic banking system. We didn't hear from the bank until the 14th that the check had gone NSF. He's out of town or something. I don't know what the excuse is. But nevertheless, we'd already paid the owner. So in this instance, I had to pay it myself. And of course, we're hounding the tenant to try and get the money back. Ultimately, the owner owes me those funds. But in the meantime, to satisfy the demands of the Real Estate Council, we have to keep our accounts on a positive balance at all time. So, moving on from that, the final thing is experience. And as you can see from my plaques and so forth on the wall over there, I've been in the business well over 25 years now in Vancouver. I'm very aware of what's going on in the local market. I've watched a lot of the buildings come up. I know the pitfalls to look for, as do all the staff here. A lot of the staff here have been with us for, well, Tanya's been with me for almost 10 years now. Lisa's been in the business for almost 20 years, I believe. So we've got a very seasoned and experienced staff. So we definitely satisfy all the requirements. We're very honest, we're very reliable, we're very ethical, fair to all parties, and we are licensed, we're very skilled, and we have the experience to know how to handle all the situations. We're the perfect partner for you to look after your real estate investment in Vancouver, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you.